and welcome to I'm Not Trying to Kill You, Court of Swords. We are playing Adam Koebel's Court of Swords micro RPG today, and I have with me four lovely. I don't know what you are.
Yeah, what are we? You always have a handy title for us, but what is the one
Weirdos.
here?
Four
Fans.
lovely handy weirdos. And we're gonna actually play this time, rather than spending most of the time doing character creation. Because
Are you sure?
We
look.
can definitely create more characters.
Yeah,
That's it. This is actually just a playtest of the character creation part of the game, since that's the only bit that Adam has really finished.
That's yeah. Oh, and the call-outs.
I'm sorry, Adam. That was unkind and uncalled for,
I mean, yeah,
But also true.
but also true.
So yeah, we have our characters. So what I'll get people to do, I think, is we'll jump through and do like introductions and tell us who your character is. Does that seem like a good plan? Cool. All right. Starting with Emily.
Okay. Hi, I'm Emily. I'm a filmmaker and an artist. I'm on Twitter at BlackHoleSays. And I am playing Sunan. Sunan is... I've been playing so many games, I have to now get my head back in who is this person? What are they about? Sunan is a magician, but more specifically a shaman, and more specifically than that, a mortician, a person who conducts the rites of the dead and speaks with ghosts and things like that. As far as appearance, they are they're Courtier. It's gonna take me ages to remember that, or Orcish, and nomadic, and everything about them is grey. Their skin, their clothes, it's I think their skin tone is grey, but also everything that they wear seems to be covered in a fine layer of ash that gives them this sort of desaturated kind of appearance. Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did there, Kane. Cool. Who's next? Ashley, how you going?
I'm doing good. I'm the Ashley Nova. I'm going to be playing Nephthys, the Naga monk. Nephthys is 15 feet long, and she's a giant big cobra with a snake head and a human body. And yeah, and she's on a journey to return her master's soul to heaven, but he's very picky about how we get there.
Oh, also, we, the players, didn't do our pronouns.
Oh, yes, sorry.
Mine are she, her, hers.
Mine are also she, her, hers.
I think I said... Did I say mine? I'm Ash. My pronouns are she, her, hers. Todd.
I play Iago, the... what's the big name? The vagabond Mogwai,
Yeah.
who worked as a messenger inside the city of Brass. Pronouns are he, him, his.
Cool. And Luke.
Hello, I am Luke. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on the internet at Wildwoods Games. By day, I'm a GM for children. By night, I do this shit, and I design role-playing games for cute nerds. My character is Defiant Lone Raindrop, and I would describe them to you only in sounds they have heard from other people, but that feels unnecessarily dumb. They are...
What's the exact... Is that more or less dumb if you're saying things, but they're only things you've heard?
I have no idea. I am a Garuda, an albino raven person. I wear too many wizards' robes because I come from the Cantor Hague school of fashion. I can count at least up to 11. I can definitely do spells. I maybe understand personal property now. And sometimes I lose my words when I get upset. No, look, it's on my character sheet. I learned a lesson about personal property.
Cool. All right.
I have the quote. It's down there.
I mean, did you learn the lesson though, or did you just learn
You
the
learned
words?
the words. Did you learn the lesson?
Yeah.
I feel like I understood.
I think in the end, it seemed like they got there.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Cool. I'm just fixing up the. Oh, there we go. The overlay, and yeah. So last time we did a little bit of a session 0, which I feel was at like the turning of the seasons. Now I think we find ourselves in spring, the season of air. Is that?
I mean, if this is the fire session, should it not
Oh
be
no!
summer?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the summer and the season of fire. We're starting with. Yes. Cool. So, do we want to like move on and continue from where we were, or do we want to just skip ahead forward, just like time jump, like some kind of cool time jumping skip headers?
I am not fussed. There was stuff that we could have interacted with then, but most of it I think was just like I had a job that I was going to do and stuff like that. I don't mind. I absolutely am not attached to that, so I'm quite happy either way. It's really whether other people feel like there were things within that they would be interested in, or whether they want to do something totally different.
I am growing increasingly fond of the idea that the structure for this game is 5 different ways to heaven that we try, all of which but the last that the ghost says no to. And we play to find out why the ghost says no. I'm kind of into that as a narrative structure, but that's just
So
me.
yeah, let's.
Yep.
So yeah, it's the season of fire. You know what I'm gonna do? Because we don't have things for like we don't have GMing rules for this yet. So I'm gonna ask Luke, do you have a physical deck handy?
Yes, I will just need to go and grab it. Give me a moment. Some other things fell down, but I caught them.
Oh, well done. I'm very impressed.
Thank you. I have bird-like reflexes. Thank you. I'll be here for the next 4 hours. All right, I'm good. I have a deck. I'm all decked up.
I think I want. Draw me 2. I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where I feel.
Yep.
at.
I got 2. We have the 4 of Cups,
Mhm.
and we have the 5 of Wands.
Cool. All right.
Which, given that we were set on the border between the Court of Cups and the Court of Wands,
is
very appropriate.
Yep. All right. Can some of my experts tell me what those 2 cards mean?
Yeah, I can have that. Sorry.
Give me another
You're
moment
muted.
to go and fetch another thing.
You're just coming through Ashes.
You're muted.
Sorry, I can also help. What were they again?
4 of Cups, 5 of Wands.
Yes.
All right. So 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is greed and discontent. An outsider would look upon your life and see supportive relationships, pleasures, and even a bit of luxury. You don't see it that way. Instead, there's discontentment, apathy, and even greed for more. The 4 of Cups warns not to take your situation for granted, or the people who supported you along the way. Look around you. What are you truly longing for? Name it.
Cool. And
It's a very real card.
The Five of Wands. Scattered, lack of focus, lost. The Five of Wands is a card of conflict. You may find yourself scattered, distracted, tending to everything and nothing. Since wands deal with our dreams and goals, it usually means this conflict resides within. Your energy moves outward in many directions, yet you are suffering inside. Take this card as a warning. Find ways to bring calm and focus to your mind, or these troubles will only increase.
cool.
I'm feeling very called out by these cards.
Fun fact, when I did my 3-card spread for the new year, the Five of Wands was my card for this month of transition. So whoa.
Emily's deck is a calling out deck.
It is.
So
It's legit. Emily and I both called each other out
Yeah.
via that deck. It was great.
Yep.
So, question: is the sea that you find yourselves on in a sea of water or a sea of sand?
Whoa.
I feel like sand.
Yeah. Cool.
Well,
So,
what
yeah.
if both? No, I'm fucking.
So, all right,
That's
legit,
nice.
done. No, done. Right. So, yeah,
It's
the
raining,
It's
but we're
raining.
in the desert.
yeah, it's raining in the desert.
That doesn't exist.
The feeling of the sand being picked up by the wind in this massive thunderstorm and whipping against your face, but it's in clumps because it's all wet, and just splattering all over you. You're getting hit by this mud. Somewhere out here, you are sure you've heard tales of a caravan that travels to heaven, and trades with heaven as part of their caravan, and they're believed to have be in possession of great secrets and wealth because of that. And yeah, you've been given vague instructions on how to find them, but at the moment, you don't see a great tall standing white rock. You don't see a river of black that runs through the desert. You don't see a tree made of glass. Where the fuck is this caravan?
Question: can we even see the other end of the ship that we're on? Seeing how it's raining.
I mean, you can't see far. I don't think you're on a ship if you're in the desert.
I have Defiant Lone Raindrop has 2 questions. Number 1, with my spooky Garuda ability to see magic, do I see any of those things? And secondly, is the rain a mandatory part of this arrangement of elements to allow us to find the caravan? Supposedly.
Right.
Do we have to wait until it rains in the deserts of the Court of Wands? Is that part of the ritual?
I don't think it's a part of the ritual that's required. I think it's just
Cool.
I think that's just what's happening.
In that case, I would like to cast a spell.
Okay. What is that? What is that
Can you
spell?
remind me again? So there was a tree made of glass,
Yep.
A
Oh, yeah,
river
I
of
think-
black
a river of
And
black,
a tall white stone.
and a tall white stone.
and tall white stone. Cool, nice combo.
Luke, do you need to roll your? See
I
how
should
much-
probably, yeah, I think I'm going to roll for the morning and
Yeah,
see
let's
how
do
my
your
spell
preparation.
casting went. Yeah, flashback to that morning, me recreating in the sand all of the spell books I have ever read page by page perfectly.
Yep. Nice. Very
How did I do it? I can't see.
you got 13 of sword.
Heck yeah, so I hold 3, and you can't fuck with any of my magic
no,
today.
but you have to tell me what the spells are now.
I don't have to identify them. I identify them as I cast them.
Really?
Yep. That is the beauty of this wizard nonsense. I just make up spells and spend my hold and they happen. But then you can make any other wizard also cast
Yeah.
them because they are
Yeah.
established as existing
Sorry, I
in
just wanna...
the spellcaster academia canon.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my favorite anime.
I know, right?
spell.
So-
Magic. Casting spells. When you study your spellbook at dawn, committing the day's magic to memory, roll plus mind, hold 3, and 10 plus your studies are expected. Spend a hold to make it occur. Interesting. Right, that wording is a little ambiguous to my eye, but that's okay. I'm gonna go with the not being being a nice GM and going with the nice interpretation.
Yeah, I mean that is from memory of Adam's design stream. That is
Yeah,
the
exactly.
intention of it.
Yep.
So I am casting use Refusal of the Heavens' Tempestuous Wrath, a spell that makes it stop raining now. That is what it
Alright.
does.
Yep. Cool. It stops raining.
And so what I think this looks like, right, because it's a wizard spell,
Yeah.
is I think... Are we just like trudging through the desert, or are we on some kind of like Avatar The Last Airbender style
You
like
tell me.
sand ship with like a sail that like the wind is blowing us along? Like a sand skimmer.
What do you reckon?
I mean, that would be the most efficient way to travel through a big desert.
Absolutely.
So what court did you say we're in? Or did we say that?
This is the court of wands.
Court of Wands. Okay.
Because it's a desert. Causal relationship there. Yeah.
I mean,
so are
like,
people down with my cool sand skimmer? I'm not attached to it.
Yeah.
Real cool.
Okay, so in that case, Defiant Lone Raindrop is clinging to the front of the sand skimmer, like leaning out into the oncoming wind and rain, and all of the like 1,000,010 sleeves of their like endless wizard robes are like billowing in the wind, and like all of the 1,000,010 like trains of it are like billowing behind them, and it looks like at any moment they could just like launch themselves off and attempt to fly, but they're not going to.
Cool.
And they are like shaking their fists at the sky. reaching into they reach into one of their like many voluminous sleeves and pull out like a jar of special dirt and like unscrew the lid and are like screeching the spell at the sky and are like throwing handfuls of dirt up at the sky.
Yep.
And that's what this spell, and it's blowing back into the faces of the people behind him. This like red chalk dust that's just like going into the air, and that's what this spell looks like.
Cool. And so the rain just like there's just this like half beat, and then the rain just falls, right? Like the last all the rain that was falling falls, and all of the rain that wasn't doesn't. Like there's just a cutoff point. So it goes from
Oh. But it
Ne-
doesn't actually
Nephthys.
clear the clouds, does it?
100% the clouds go away.
Oh, okay, good. Because if they didn't, it'd get real muggy real quick.
Yeah. No, it goes from like horrible wet storm with like lightning to instant baking heat.
So Nephthys is very quickly taking off like layers of clothes before she like overheats
Yeah.
because she's cold-blooded.
Yeah.
And looks to Raindrop at the front of the skimmer and is like, "Why didn't you do that 4 hours ago?"
Yeah, and they turn around like bedraggled, so all their feathers are like just like matted against them, except for this one like stubborn, like slightly crooked, like white pin like up on their head, and they just turn around and flourish with their arms and bow.
There's steam rising off all of you as the sun like bakes off the heavy rain. You're back to having like a clear line of vision at least. You think you see some smoke in the distance, but it could just be a trick of the light. Knowing this desert, you know that you should be continuing to go like dead north, but this is like west or like north by northwest. It's slightly away from like the course that you should be that you've been told to follow.
All right, Ash.
I mean, seems.
I pull out a spyglass and take a look.
Very nice, cool. Do you wanna
Applause.
Do you want to roll swords? I think. Yeah, swords.
That's swords. Sorry, what do you want me to roll?
So roll swords for me.
What do you mean by that?
There should be a swords button on your character sheet.
Swords button?
Oh, sorry. A mind button,
Mind button. Okay.
which rolls swords. There we go. 7. All right. So yeah, I think you can see that it is clearly smoke. I think with your understanding, it's probably not like a big fire, like a wildfire. It's something burning out of control. It's quite measured, but it's also not just like wood smoke. It's too white. There's too much lightness in it for it to be just wood smoke.
Well,
Someone is electing a new pontiff.
yeah.
I think you're familiar with certain kind. Like I think you are familiar with. That's what I'm looking for. Like
Signals.
poisons and things like that. Like it might potentially be a gaseous something.
Mm-hmm.
Raindrop sees Iago like peering out at the distance and like kind of wanders over and sticks their head in front of the big end of the spyglass so that their eye is just like super magnified, and then they make the noise of like people screaming in pain and kind of like cock their head and like shrug their shoulders questioningly.
I take the spyglass, like just bonk him on the head lightly with it. No, it's looks like somebody.
I make the noise of Naga rattling its like snake thing.
It's a campfire, but not a normal one. There's something off about the smoke. I'm not sure if it's them burning something other than just wood or some sort of chemical reaction.
What kind of color is the smoke?
White.
Would I know any kind of so much nodding? Would I know?
I mean, like that's what they're doing. They're just like nodding
Yep.
constantly.
Would I know of would that trigger any specific knowledge or memories of like ritual stuff?
Yeah,
In white
100%.
smoke.
Yeah, white smoke would be
Okay.
used in would be one of the things that like would happen if you burn certain herbs or plants as a result
Okay.
of. Tends to be white smoke means you're burning something green.
Okay.
And
and
given funeral symbology, it's probably like usually funerary rituals.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I think I sort of like nod and I'm like, it could be that someone's died, or some other kind of ritual ceremony,
But we
There.
are
burning herbs or something maybe.
out here to find a way to heaven.
True. I'm fine with making a detour.
Rainbow holds up their hands like, wait, and then points at the smoke and goes, and then points at the sail and mimes flapping their wings. And it's like, ah?
I'm gonna need subtitles for that one.
Like, are we going to ride the column of smoke? Is that how this works?
I believe the spirit is meant to, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that can be a thing.
I don't think that's a word they know. They just like cock their head like, huh?
Which word?
Spirit.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Well, because like
yeah, so I say to you, I'm
when
like, sometimes the
when
ghost-
squatting in the roof of the university, would they have learned about like what death and funerals are?
You mean there was no necromancy class at Wizard College?
No, because like Court of Swords cannot like explicitly like that is like weird Mara
Bad,
bullshit. It's not
bad,
magic
don't do.
because it doesn't come from the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like
So, yeah, I think
110% there weren't classes about that.
when you like cock your head, I say to you like if someone has died, maybe their way to heaven is up the smoke. Sometimes.
And we cut to the inside of Raindrop's head, where they are now picturing a very strange scene.
With like smoke with a saddle on it.
Yeah, exactly. And like a dead person, like like a zombie, like riding it up to heaven, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the main thing you can see in the desert at the moment. But like I said, you were given a like pretty specific directions, but you feel like you should have seen something by now.
Yeah, maybe we can go and see these people and see if they know how to find this caravan.
It could be we got off course in the rain.
Who steers the boat?
I'm happy to do that.
Oh god, no, not you.
No, no.
No, you were in the front. We've already seen you in the front.
Boats don't need to constantly be steered.
Actually, in a storm they do.
That's good. That's fair. I will concede that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You win.
So Nan, it's kind of on you. Do you make the turn? Change course?
Yeah. It seems like everyone is happy to go and see who this is. So yep,
Yeah.
I do that.
Cool. So yeah, you make your way and then towards the smoke, over the wavy dunes that you were otherwise like running along the tops of, and yeah, you crest a dune and oh god, this is getting dangerously close to a Shaggy Dog story.
And there's this snake, and
There's
he's
this
next to a hut.
Yeah.
And then an extreme sports animal therapist shows up.
No, stop.
Yeah, everyone
yeah,
just rage quits.
You come over this over this dune, and as you're getting closer, you can smell this what's the word I'm looking for? Kind of stingy, tangy smell on the air, and it's dense, rich,
Pungent.
yeah, definitely pungent. Yeah, dense, rich, oily, stings your eyes and nose. As you get closer and closer, as there starts to be a little bit more of the smoke in the air, and as you come over this last one, you see this this like arrangement of tents, made out of massive bones and animal skins, but all of the yurts and things are tied together with this like bright white cord, and there are I think, what's the word I'm looking for? Brahmin cows. There's like a bunch of Brahmin cows, and then there are these Mogwai folk. These ones have long snouts and patches of fur and patches of scales, and they're wearing they have like wrapped themselves in loose flowing fabrics, and they have a fire with lots of like green leaves burning on top of it, and I think one of them is standing on like the back of a Brahmin, so that they're directly in the so that their face is like getting the waft of of the smoke directly.
Would I as a player would assume that this means that someone is attempting to have a vision or contact spirits or something like that. Is that the kind of assumption that I as a character would be making?
Yeah.
So whoever is this person that's standing with their face in the smoke is trying to do some kind of
Ritual.
ritual
Involving,
visual
like,
vision or
Yep.
all right. Yep. Okay.
it's pretty standard.
Do they see us? Like, do they react to us?
They haven't
sort of-
seen you yet, but they will in a second.
Can I see that it is working? Or is it not?
You can see that something magical is happening.
Love when something magical happens. Can I like try and interpret the nature
That
of the
requires
thing
a
that
roll.
I'm witnessing?
Yeah, that requires
Mind roll?
Yep.
Cool.
How did we go?
I got a 13.
Jesus.
Luke,
All right.
stop cheating.
13 is my lucky number.
Apparently. Yeah. Yeah, you can see that this person is drifting above their body like a kite on the
Smoke.
in the smoke.
They can fly.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yep. They can, and
I
you can
think-
see they're very high.
Raindrop lets out the least dignified squawking noise anyone has ever heard them make.
That's impressive. 'Cause
grabs-
You've made some undignified squawking noises.
I've made some very undignified noises in my time. Who is closest to me physically in this moment?
Nephthys.
I like grab Nephthys's like whatever I can reach, honestly. Like I just grab Nephthys and like tug and like point up at where the ghost is.
Can I see,
squawking.
can I see that?
No, that's the sky. What with smoke in it?
Yeah, so Nephthys says, I don't know what you want me to look at.
I point at the body. I point at the Mogwai, and then Sunan's voice comes out of my mouth, explaining how dead things can ride the smoke to heaven, and I point up at the sky.
Yeah. Okay.
Raindrop sighs, and a look of very intense concentration comes upon their face. And in a voice where every word is said by a different person, they say, Shaman is out of body, experiencing a transcendental, meditative, altered state of consciousness.
Which is a one.
Currently,
one voice. Like
there are-
transcendental meditative state of consciousness. Is
yeah,
one voice.
that's just one voice. That's a lecturer from the
Yeah.
Lead University of the Court
Yeah.
of Wands. Currently, they are ascending aerially in a vertical direction.
Why didn't you say that in the first place?
And they just like sigh and their feathers fluff up and they kind of look a little bit like put upon and offended by you asking that question, and they just turn around in a huff.
I just love the fact that like you say that, and in that your vocal tick happens. Like you're like, why didn't you say that in the first place? As
Yeah,
if you could
right.
have stopped yourself extending the S's.
Yep.
Yeah. What do?
So, so yeah, I think I sort of like, I go to like say to, no, actually, yeah, I do. I think I sort of like put a hand out toward Raindrop, and I don't like touch them, but I sort of like put a hand where they can see it to kind of gesture, like, you know, like hang on. And then I say to them, are you saying they're not dead, but they're going out of their body to look at things from above?
So on and so forth.
Yeah.
Like a little bobblehead toy.
Yeah. So I like look around to the others and I'm like, I've heard of that kind of magic. surveying from within a different plane.
Could you give us some insight on the area?
Yeah, maybe they're looking for something. Maybe they're looking for the same thing we are. Do the tents look long term? Like, how difficult would it be to pack these
You
up?
wouldn't
or
pack these up every night, but you wouldn't have them there for like weeks.
Okay, so they're traveling, but they're traveling slowly.
Yep.
How many?
So we
Probably about a dozen.
Okay.
So we do not need to precipitously accelerate his descent.
No.
No, I think we should just let them finish their ritual.
Have the Mogwai noticed us yet?
I think at this point they've definitely noticed you, and yeah, some of and like some of them have just kind of disappeared, and some of them have like
Okay.
moved to place themselves between you and the rest of them with little spears.
I think
Okay,
I've like
I
pulled
wave.
I've pulled up the little like sand boat sort of so that it's side on, like up on top of the dune, and I'm like sort of just standing like up where they can see me with kind of my like arms like folded in front of me, just like passive looking.
I
Neftis is
wave.
gonna
Yeah.
get off the boat. So she like
One of the Mogwai waves back to Raindrop, and then another one like slaps. It's like, don't do that,
I make a displeased bird noise at the second one.
Neftis.
yeah, so I'm gonna get Sliver down onto the ground, and then press my body like real flat, and then just wait. And I'm trying to see if I can feel the vibrations through the sands to see if I can tell where the other Mogwai are going.
Sure. Yeah.
That feels like a sneak thing.
Yeah, that feels like a
Well,
snake.
it totally is.
Yeah.
Like Iago's like up on the railing, like looking out over them.
Again, this feels like mind to me. Maybe body.
Yeah.
Your choice.
Well, I'll go with body because mine's is a lot higher.
Yep.
9.
9.
Cool. So yeah, you like you press yourself to the ground, and I think you do notice where they're running. They're like you're like, oh, there's like there are 4 split into two groups of 2 that are like stalking the dunes around to flank us. But I think you also probably, yeah. I think you found one of the traps in the sand. That just this clank as your belly just gets like latched onto with horrible metal jaws.
Yeah, my like rattle starts going like crazy, like in like proper like warning mode. Like
How many
no-
wounds is that?
What are the ranks?
Most weapons are 1. Like
Swords
a
are 2.
couple of warrior weapons are 2. From memory, like chi vampires are like 3.
Yeah, I think this is probably. I feel like it might be 2. Right, because it's
It's a nasty trap.
yeah, like that, like they are right.
They're giant bear traps,
they're
right?
giant
Like
bear
Yeah.
traps.
Like a sword, mace, crossbow, are all 2 wound.
Yeah, so it's yeah,
this sounds at
Mace.
least as dangerous as a sword.
yeah, or a mace. Yeah, 100%. So you're taking 2 wounds. Sorry, love.
Do you have any armor?
Yeah, good point.
Standard equipment.
No, I don't think I took any armor. Hang on
Dang.
a second.
Yeah,
It's like blades, though. Like you can just be like,
you can just tick.
I'm
the
gonna
armor.
use my slot. Have an armor.
Yeah.
Haha.
No, I'm a monk though. I don't wear armor.
I mean,
like amongst
historically, though, like in the same way that plenty of the plenty of the practices that class is based on actually used weapon. Plenty of them did wear armor. Like,
Yeah,
it would
but,
be
like,
110% legit.
The
Just wanna
question
put that
is,
out there.
like, yeah, rather than like
Do you
making an
identify with
assumption of
that?
the D&D thing, do you identify with wearing armor?
No, I don't think it's practical for a Naga to wear armor over
Yeah,
their
legit.
entire body, especially like being able to move as fast as I want to move.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't think that's the
Yeah,
thing.
so take 2 wounds.
Maybe you got a cute little helmet.
It wouldn't be a little helmet because my head is massive.
Yeah, but like proportionate to your body, it would be
Yeah.
a little helmet.
Okay, so that puts me on I am merely winded.
Yep.
It's just a flesh wound.
Yeah, it's
Don't
just
even
you
give
know,
a fuck.
metal teeth in your abdomen.
And yet, she's only wounded. What a badass.
Yeah,
Only
exactly.
winded. Whatever. Close enough.
Yeah.
Iago immediately jumps down and like starts trying to pry the trap open.
Raindrop makes Raindrop makes the noise of a warrior they once heard like crying out like a battle cry. It was like the street over from the university. Some adventurers got in like a tavern brawl. Makes that noise and then makes the noise of a crackling fire and like looks like they are going down towards the Mogwai and preparing to do the bursting on fire thing that they did the other day.
As soon as I sort of see you preparing for that, I like sort of like I take a quick step over to you and like put a hand like out to you and I'm like no, I don't think that's a good idea. They didn't mean for us to find this trap.
I look up at you and let out an indignant squawk and I gesture with my hands. I'm so mad I can't do words. I'm just like, exactly.
And I'm like,
That's the point.
let's just help Nephthys and then we can.
Small voices cry out, and Mogwai run towards you with spears from the flanks.
Dang it.
Yeah,
As soon as I'm like, I think we should just help Neph, and then like we see that, and I'm like, okay, never mind, let's fight.
And yeah, and then I like look at you like, now what do you want?
Yeah, I shrug and I'm like, sure.
Cool. Okay, so I hop off, and I go padding through the sand towards the one of the pairs that is running towards us with spears.
Sure. Yeah. You do that.
And like again, like I'm running like at reasonable speed, and I think because I'm like got like light bird bones, like I'm barely leaving footprints. I'm like running like over the top of the sand,
Yeah.
and my robes are like flapping out behind me like a cape wing thing.
I'm almost imagining that you don't actually leave footprints because your robes just rub them out as you're running.
I think normally that would be the case, but I think I'm running fast enough. The robes are like off the ground and like fluttering in
You're
the breeze.
Naruto running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Naruto running.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Cool. What do you want?
I'm gonna make Naruto running cool again. That's the goal with this character.
What's your intention to find Lone
wasn't.
Ranger?
Like I run up like into like close range with them, and then I am going to spend one hold, and I am going to cast Zhu Kui's instantaneous ignition.
Do you want to roll body to not get hit by spears as they run towards you?
Which is my am I unfrozen? Am I
You're
good?
unfrozen,
Yes.
Yeah.
And which is my spell from the other day that engulfs the caster safely in a burst of magical fire.
Yep. Sure. But body to not get hit by spears first.
I think that's legit. Yep. Warning, my internet is being a little weird at the moment, so we might just have to wait.
Has Iago gotten the trap open?
Yes, you have.
Come on, roll 20. You can do it.
Yeah, apparently my connection to the server was interrupted, so I'm gonna reload Roll20 and see what happens.
Can we press the button for you?
Yes, that will also work.
Cool.
Oh wait, no, it just went through. I got an 11.
Oh, I didn't see it yet. That's all good. Yeah, cool. That's fine.
I think. Give me a moment. I'm gonna wait until it rolls and we'll see. I think I got an 11.
All right. Let's make the assumption that you got an 11.
I'm real good at being a bird.
Yeah.
Turns out. Yeah, I think it's not even that they are dodging at all. It's just that with so many layers of fabric and all of them flapping in the wind,
It's hard to get a
exactly
read on
where
they are.
their tiny, skinny little bird body actually is like anyone's guess. And also, there's so many layers of fabric to go through to get there.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, so you get there and you spend your hold to ignite in a ball of flame.
Yeah, I'm just like engulfed by this like burst of fire, just like appears, like is birthed from like my body and just like flares out around me, and it's like emerald green and like amethyst purple and like a really like deep crimson color, and it's in the shape of like phoenixes and like, you know, Kirin and like dragons, and it's just like
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Some
I'm very
Mogwai-
majestic.
Some Mogwai scream in terror as they're
Damn
thrown
right
to the
they do.
side by the fire. Nephthys, Iago has helped you out of the trap.
Yeah, so I'm gonna I pull myself away from the trap, pull my quarterstaff off my back, and then I'm gonna make myself really tall
Mm-hmm.
compared to these Mogwai, and then just like hold them at like quarterstaff length
Yeah, cool.
because there's no way they could ever get near me.
Yeah. Is this heart or body?
This is body, like this is like practiced.
Yeah, I'm just working out whether it's a social action or a physical action.
Yeah,
That's
practiced like physical.
Are you
holding
scaring
back.
them off, or are you beating the shit out of them?
Pulling them at bay with precise movements.
I don't think I'm trying to beat the shit out of them. I'm just like holding them,
You're holding them at bay, but you're not doing
holding them at bay.
intimidation.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not doing.
so someone
intimidation.
else can come in and be like, "Hey,
And set myself on fire. Yes, excellent plan.
12."
Cool. All right. Yeah. So yeah, they keep trying to like get around you with their spears, but you're like your range, because you're like however tall, means that there's no opening for them. That you can move far quicker. You can move your staff like way quicker than they can run
Mhm.
to another position. So yeah, after a bit, like one of them like puts their spear in one hand and like leans over, like goes back to like trying to, but you can see that they're like quite like getting exhausted pretty quickly. What are the other two doing? Iago and Sinan.
So, under the protective umbrella of Nethys, I'm going to try and talk with these Mogwai.
Yeah, legit. What does that look like?
Friends, please. There's no need for this violence. As
Justifiable.
Yeah. Also, I'm just curious. Are you speaking in language to them?
yes,
Cool.
there's no need for violence. We're here for information, maybe a small bit of trade, and then we'll be on our way.
Hit me up with that sweetheart roll.
Of course.
Y'all are on fire. 12 of cups. Very nice.
No, just Raindrop is on fire.
Yeah, it's
That's
fine.
very-
This is the
that's
best
very
kind
confusing
of GMing for you because you don't have to do anything because we just keep getting what we want.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Also, can I say that picture of Raindrop running that is now on the in the Roll20 is like, it's a work of art, Ash. I love it.
Oh my god.
I want to frame it, put it in the Louvre.
Because I realized that like I often don't in this game I'm probably not going to have things on the screen very often, so I'm just going to do little doodles. But yes, one of them is like, oh, okay, well, that's good to know. And the other one's like, it's a trick. What are you saying? It's a you idiot. It's a trick. And it's like, no, I think he's being I think he's serious. And it's like, oh, and it's like, and yeah, like it's like it's small like us. It's not untrustworthy like giant lizard lady.
Please do not speak of my friend that way.
It's like, sorry, many disrespects not intended. It's like, and they're like, and then they're like, we'll get our friends to tend to your unfortunately on fire friend.
He is fine. I hope he didn't hurt your friends too badly.
It's like, yeah, and they're like, oh, no, Kobold's very tough.
Indeed we are.
Yeah, and he and yeah, they're like, you want to trade? What offer? What is intention?
So I'd like to bring out a small bag of like baubles and knickknacks.
Yeah.
As well as like a couple days worth of rations and maybe some water. On the ship.
Yep, and they're like, these are good. Oh, we will take you down. We will we'll fetch. I think there's a specific Mogwai term for quartermistress. So they're like, yeah, we will fetch quartermistress. And yeah, and they're like, come, leave ship. Probably trigger traps. Only walk in our steps.
All right. I know.
Is the title the one with all the stuff?
I mean, yeah.
Like,
But that's like one word in.
yeah, that's the translation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stuff haver. But yeah, so they say like, follow in our footsteps. No want more traps. And like points at, and like one of them points at Nephthys's belly and is like, oh, you got a bellyache.
Please don't laugh at her misfortune.
Yeah,
Like-
her rattle just goes a little bit.
Yeah, and it's like, and they're like, oh yes, sorry, many disrespects not intended. Yeah, and they lead you down. Raindrop, the others are being led towards the camp.
I think I have been sort of watching Raindrop and what they were doing. So like I think at the point where I sort of see that everything is kind of like calming down, I think I'm gonna sort of move to near within Raindrop's peripheral vision, and I'm gonna say, Raindrop, it's okay now. That worked. I think they're going to be calm and civil.
How badly did I burn the two Mogwai?
At least first degree. Like, at least... Yeah. There would be charred sections of flesh.
Okay, but they're not dead.
No.
Oh, thank God. I just turn and I look at you, and in the I make the most skeptical face a bird's face can possibly make, and in Iago's voice, I just say no.
No.
But then I turn and follow you anyway.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I'm denying the statement you're making. I'm not saying I'm not going to come with you.
Right.
Like I
As in
don't think
denying
that
they're calm and-
I don't think that things are calm. I don't think the unpleasantness is over. But I'm coming with you anyway.
Yep. Okay.
But
yeah, so
I'm still all like huffy, and all my feathers are kind of like slightly floofed up,
Yep.
and also still
I just-
slightly damp, and I'm like steaming. I look ridiculous.
That's.
I nod and
I
shrug.
mean, what isn't Raindrop though?
I'm offended. That is offensive to my character.
I apologize for slights.
What is
Not
it?
intended.
Many disrespects not intended.
Yeah, many disrespects not intended.
So I think as we like make our way down towards the Mogwai camp, I think it might be time to take our first break. Sounded good?
Yeah.
Alright. Chat, we will be back shortly.